For this next one, we're digging deep, and I'm going to roll my own clock back 22 years to talk about a band that I initially got protested over talking about and promoting. And in the 22 years since that band is now considered legendary, and the frontman has done really well. For those of you that know me, especially in recent years, you know that I've got this number 13 tattooed on my forearm, and it's been there for quite a while. This 13 goes back to a little project that I did 22 years ago. And that project was this little VHS called Box 13. So the idea behind this thing was that I wanted to promote some of the local bands in the area. Some of these bands were my co-workers. Others were bands that I worked with in a little bar down the road that focused on chicken wings and was basically a sports bar that did karaoke, but every once in a while they would book a live band to come in and play. The other bar was Ground Zero of Spartanburg, South Carolina, that still exists to this day and still books concerts, and now on its third physical location and doing really well, especially considering that it started in '96. But it's still there. And one of the bands on here was a little band out of North Carolina called the Frankenstein Drag Queens from Planet 13. And I can't tell you guys how much I just got protested by some people for including them on this. I was told that they were just a silly band or stupid band in dresses and bad makeup. They never had a future, would never go anywhere. I was told that if I wanted to be able to do these compilation videos and actually take things seriously, I needed to quit working with bands like this. Out of the 6 bands that are included on this, those guys are now considered legends. And the frontman, Wednesday 13, has gone on to do really, really great things since the days of the Frankenstein Drag Queens. He was with the Murder Dolls and has since been doing some solo stuff. He did Gunfire 76, which is a bit more mainstream sounding material than his traditional horror-themed stuff. He's done some country. Wednesday is a talented guy, and he's about to kick off a tour. Or he just did. I'm not even sure exactly where he's at right now, but I know he's coming back through in this area at the end of this month on first headlining tour in 4 years. But this was done 22 years ago, and I've been watching that band since '96 and his career as well. And I can't tell you guys how much I have bought over the years from this band, but I've got a lot to talk about with this band. But today we're going to talk about Wednesday specifically, because he is about to go on a tour, and I've got a record that I bought a few years back that I never even opened. Only 500 produced worldwide. Today, we're going to open it and talk about it. All right, let's get this thing rolling. So, this band, Frankenstein Drag Queens. After the Drag Queens dissolved, Wednesday joined the band The Murder Dolls with Joey Jordison and Slipknot, and as that progressed, other stuff started coming out related to the Drag Queens. They did a box set with all the studio recordings that they did. But this is a vinyl that was done with some of his favorite songs. And he started branding it as Wednesday 13's Frankenstein Drag Queens and started pushing his own name quite a bit. And this one I've played, and I'll give you guys some close-up photos of this as this video progresses. But this one has another little personal tidbit for me. And it's in the inner sleeve. That is a photo that I shot. And I don't even remember when I shot this, but it was probably late 90s, possibly 2000 when I shot that photo. And for those of you sitting at home with the BS meter going off, That's the only existing large print of this. Wednesday has the other version, which was about a 4x6, but that's the actual full photo. I do still have it. I will always have this. I keep this tucked in the jacket with this record because it's something else I did. These guys, they did some really fun stuff. You might open a CD and find a rubber spider inside when you first opened it. They made nail polish in some of the early days with their own branding on the labels. They did a coloring book. Who does a coloring book? They did a coloring book. And these things, I can only assume that they had them ran off at a local print shop and hand folded them and put them together themselves. But they just did some really fun stuff. And he's still doing some fun stuff. And I've bought a lot from this guy over the years. The drag queen stuff, I'm not really going to pull out today. We're going to focus on his solo stuff. He does vinyls. He does a really great job with vinyls. Gatefold covers, full color, gloss, colored vinyl. It's just over the top. This is one that's kind of a compilation of his different musical history, different bands that he's done. Gunfire 76, Bourbon Crow, Wednesday 13. Just really awesome stuff that he's putting out. But today, we're going to talk about Condolences. And this one is done on Oxblood vinyl with black splatter. There were only 500 of these worldwide. And I've never opened this. And the reason I've never opened this is because when I bought it, I didn't have a functioning turntable. Now, since I've bought a turntable, I've purposely waited to open this album because I want to open it with you guys. And we're going to experience for the first time what it looks like inside the gatefold cover and the packaging, and take a look at this record. And when I'm done, I'm dropping a needle on it for the first time. All right, man. Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm opening in vinyl. Scalpel on the ready. Yes, it's an X-Acto blade. I like to cut the shrink wrap off very carefully to prevent damage of anything inside, and I do mean very, very carefully. A little bit about this record. Produced and mixed by Zeus, Rob Zombie, Murder Dolls. Professional. This thing is pressed in Oxblood with black splatter vinyl, limited to 500 worldwide. This is all original material. And if Alice Cooper and the Misfits had a baby, boom, it would be Wednesday. That's just, I can't tell you guys how much I hear the influence of those specific artists in his work, and I love it because I hear those influences in his work, but he makes it his own. And we're now, since 96 that I've been following this guy. I think I've mentioned that possibly twice already in this video. Quite a long history. And with surgical precision, we get into this rare record. And I know some of you sitting at home are wondering, why am I opening this if there's only 500 worldwide? I know it can be really difficult to break the collector mentality when it comes to buying things. But I'm going to be real. This is music, and it's made to be listened to. The intent is to open it and experience it. And if you're not willing to do that, in all honesty, you should not be a record collector. It's all fine and good to have something that's in just absolute pristine condition. But sometimes these records ship with defects and flaws that you don't know are there until you open it. And you may be sitting on a record that's worth $1 million. But if it's warped and you don't know it, is it really worth $1 million? Seriously, open the things, listen to them, experience them. And yes, I know I'm going out of the way to preserve the shrink wrap and the hype sticker on this. And don't judge me. This is just part of my own OCD when it comes to buying things. And I go through this little ritual every time. And I kind of peel the shrink wrap off like a condom. If you don't get that joke, you're too young. And you should probably not be watching my videos anyway, but that's okay. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get it open, and I'm halfway there already. Look at that. It just slides right off. And once I'm done, I will attempt to replace the shrink wrap on this after I've experienced the visual, and I will still have access to the vinyls to be able to play them. And there it comes. It's off. So shrink wrap is off, preserved, intact. Hike sticker preserved, intact. Have not damaged a thing. So first getting in here, let's see what we got. Oh wow. So I'm going to put the record to the side. This thing is really heavy. Stout. So we get inside the gatefold. Holy guacamole. Look at the, that's an awesome photo. That is an awesome photo. It's one of those things you just got to take it all in. Back cover's beautiful. The front cover is beautiful. I love this. There's something else in here. What is this? Aha. Is that everything? That's everything. Okay, good. So this is credits. Thank yous. Oh, cool. I see Bill Mosley's credited. Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw. Otis from House of a Thousand Corpses. Really awesome. I've met that guy too a few times. Really cool stuff. I'll have to read through all of this later. Lyrics on the insert. The gatefold right out of the gate. That's just an awesome photo. I love visual bands, and this one is everything that I've always liked about bands. Visual is scary. I love scary movies. I love scary songs. But this is what we're opening it for. This right here. And this is going to have, it's going to have a place on my turntable very shortly. And there are, yes, 2 vinyls in this set. I'm not going to pull both of them out for the video purposes, but I am going to pull one so we can take a look. Oh wow. This is just, yeah. Oxblood with black splattered all the way through this. This is beautiful. Question is, yes it is. This is pressed at 45 RPM, so if you do get your hands on one of these, don't drop the needle at 33. It's not going to be your ideal listening experience. This is pressed at 45 RPM despite being a full size, which means the sound quality is going to be far better than what it would be at 33. And the second record, I know I said I wouldn't pull it out, but there's a little peek of it. Exactly the same style, also pressed at 45 RPM. And now it's time for me to listen to this thing. So I'm going to wrap this video up, and thank you guys for watching. As always, we do not monetize these videos. If you want to support what we're doing with this and basically help support my my record buying addiction, and that is what it is. It's existed since I was 15. I have to have things on vinyl. Take a look at what I do that actually generates the revenue that pays for this. The website is concafesc.com. I'm a coffee roaster based out of South Carolina, and I like to buy records. If you want to support it, order a bag of coffee from me, or 2 or 4. 7 can fit in a large priority mail box, and I will gladly send 7 to you straight to your front door. But take a look at it, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned, because I've got a whole lot more up my sleeves. And the next episode, maybe, if I'm lucky, may involve a panty raid. I can't say enough how well packaged these records are, especially for a band that a lot of my peers thought was garbage to turn into this. But this is the first one I showed you, 6 years, 6 feet under the influence. This one's on black vinyl. There's the headshot that I got, and I'm just still to this day dumbfounded that it was used on a commercial release, it's awesome to see my work actually going more than just my own personal photo albums. Close-up shots of the sleeve and now the label. The label has 2 different images on it, one for each side. People Like You Records on the second side. And going into Condolences, there's a nice close-up shot of the cover art, and it's awesome. It's visually just appealing. Include the back cover as well with the coffin. I love scary stuff. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much I love scary stuff. There's a good close-up shot of the hype sticker. And the insert sheet doesn't have a whole lot. It's just the lyrics and the credits, which is cool, but the artwork is in the album specifically and in the gatefold cover. And man, this thing just looks great, and I'm about to drop the needle on it right now. As soon as I'm done with this overdub of audio, close-up shot of the label, and just look at that Oxblood and black splatter. This thing is beautiful. It's time to play it. Should toss in one more little comment. Just because you think a band sucks or you think they're a crappy band in dresses with bad makeup, they probably sell more records than you do.